Hey, what's up guys? Team Hard Life, Capt.Albert Zertuche here. I got a little bit of updated information for you. Do y'all remember the video that we had a customer bring in some drops that we constructed for them that got all mangled up? And then we went back, upgraded everything, and we were waiting for a report. Well, we finally got that report in. However, the reason why the game wardens are playing this role is because they're trying to protect the resources in that water. Yes, a 12-foot plus gator was caught using our gear for this. However, it was an unintentional catch that was turned over to the game wardens as soon as they realized what they had. And so because of where it was caught, they don't want a lot of people going over there, so they won't release any of the information, which is fine by us because I know protecting resources is part of the same thing we're doing, you know, with the way we shark fish and tag and release sharks. I just wanted to get back to you because I finally got some feedback on our gear, and it did very well from what we were told, and they're still using it. They don't need to do any more upgrades. They're actually still using the gear on it, and it's doing very well for them. So that's one thing. Second thing, on the 12 strand and 16 strand of the Jerry Brown hollow core, I wanted to give a little more feedback as to why we choose the 12 strand over the 16 strand. Obviously the 12 strand is thinner in diameter, which means multiple things for us. One, line capacity. Line capacity for us as land-based fishermen, we don't have the ability to go out chasing after fish. And since we're always trying to target the biggest fish we can catch, having the proper line capacity on our reel is a major issue with us. So when we do see that we're losing line capacity, it's a major concern for us. Granted, yes, you do break off and there are chances to get into that line capacity that you would have if you had the 16 strand versus the 12 strand, but then that means you're in lower line counts when you do break off or get cut off. Two, for us, it's casting. When we're casting the 12 strand, we can see a big difference between the 12 strand and the 16 strand. The 16 and 100-pound test feels like we're casting 130-pound Jerry Brown. We like the 100-pound, and we can get the distance that we're looking for, and we're talking 100 yards plus. There's been some nights when I'm feeling pretty good, and I've gotten 150, 175 yards on cast. Mind you, there's a lot of times when the wind could be to our back or even to our face, and everything just works out perfectly that the line will fly off the reel during these casts. The other thing is, a lot of people prefer the 16 strand over the 12 strand, and it's for the abrasion resistance that it has. One, again, it's the opposite end of those that don't like the line capacity, because when they're filling up the reels the way we do here, it keeps the price of filling up the reel lower. So they kind of like that. But at the same time too, they're not in the same situations we are. They're on the opposite end of the spectrum, to where they're on a kayak or they're on a boat and they really don't need a crap ton of line like we do. So that's where you'll need to also ask yourself, what are you mainly going to do with your reel when you get it spooled up? Are you going to be land-based or are you going to be on the boat? If you're going to be doing both, then you go with the land-based setup. And the reason for it is because not everything from a boat will work from land, but everything that's on land will pretty much work for a boat in line capacity stats. The only time it'll change up is if you're going for tuna and stuff like that, and then you need a wind-on leader. Obviously, that's a whole different part of what we're trying to establish here with choosing the correct size of braid or the correct strands of braid for what you're going to be doing. Be sure that when you go into your shop and you start getting them to spool you up, try to hit on these points. You know, these are questions you got to ask yourself. A lot of times these shops don't really try to get the behind the scenes knowledge of what you're using the reel for. They're just, oh, okay, let me spool it up for you. Here we like to ask questions, and the reason being because if we set you up incorrectly is because we failed on our behalf of not asking these questions what you're going to do with it. We don't want to see failure on anybody's behalf, and by not asking the right questions can result in that issue. So that was just a little heads up on that. Now I've got to go back and actually build a bunch more cell lines, as the winds are finally giving the guys what they want to get on the cell line. So I got to do like 4 more cells. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of this. The next video will be of that, and I'm going to do a lot of fast forwarding because obviously it's going to take me a while to create all of this, but I would like to show you how they all progress as through making them, because some of them are going with the burn pattern, others aren't going with the burn pattern. So it'll be cool to see how they each develop. And also too, we've got some that are going with 20 hooks versus the 30 hooks. So you'll see how that all changes up in the loading pattern of the bucket and so forth. So stay tuned, we've got a lot of things coming. And again, we're almost there. We're at 1,700 subscribers, woohoo! So thank you everybody. We got 3 more hundred to go, which is not very much. So it's coming guys, it's getting real close. I can feel it, I know you can.